What in particular will Hansi Flick be happy with today?
I think the attitude of the group that came on the field to start the match, the leadership of Raphinha, I think he's going to enjoy what he saw out of Xavi Esparta on the left-hand side, even though this is more of a central midfielder player, but he's doing a job. And it allows him to then make decisions into the second half. And what he really is going to like is in the second half, the pressure remain, and those that came on the field even put that pressure even higher on Elche. You see the runs in behind from Anthony Gordon, the performance of Fermin Lopez. I thought that actually Pedri coming on the field, even though it comes because of the injury of Gavi, gave this team a presence in the midfield, gave this team rhythm in the midfield. And honestly, if you're looking to start a season, you want to see a lot of good things from your team. And what we saw from Barcelona today is a lot of good things, a lot of things that you can build on, a lot of things that are going to make Hansi Flick happy. And you don't have the same questions that you have from Real Madrid last night. After last night's match with Real Madrid, you kind of go, yeah, they got the win, but they got the win, but there are questions. They got the win, but I'm not sure that they have the answers just yet, and Jose Mourinho's got a lot of work to do. If you're Hansi Flick and you watch the performance, especially in the second half, you kind of go, yeah, we got this team lined up where we want it to be. It was a really good start of the season.
We talked a lot about Raphinha when he was injured last season and about how Barcelona aren't the same team without him. That demonstrated and then some today, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's a massive difference between a team with him and without. And today, once again, he was leading the pressure in the first 45 when he saw a little bit that the team was dropping back. Once again, putting pressure. Of course, he's got the ability to play in so many different positions. He started as a number 9 or false number 9 because he was dropping back when he was needed. Also playing on the right side in the second half for a few minutes before Cancelo got involved. He can provide this kind of stuff. Only the leadership of the pressure, of the amount of talent that he's got. He provides goals, runs, a lot of big effort, and one very important thing, that is the leadership. He was kind of managing Lamine Yamal in the first 45, trying to talk to him. He wasn't happy with the performance. He wasn't happy because he wasn't involved much into the game. He was talking to him like, no worries, this is the first game of the season, don't forget. And he needs to make him understand that it will take time to get back to his best. It will take time to start, but it's about time, and that's something that's very important coming from the captain, coming from a leader as is Raphinha.
And that came after the second goal by Adeyemi, in which the team is celebrating, and you have Lamine Yamal sulking. And
Talk to me about Lamine Yamal today.
I was annoyed. I was annoyed for Lamine Yamal, and we're sitting right here, and we can see him right up close and personal. And every play is like the body language, and the shoulders are down. It's so disappointing, and it's so like I'm annoyed that I'm here. I'm like, listen, first game of the season. If there was ever a time to be excited, it's the first game of the season. Imagine if you are upset and angry and frustrated in the first game of the season. Well, what happens when you get into November, into December, until the turn into the new year and things become a grind? And your team is winning, by the way. Your team is dominating. Your team is scoring goals. Just because you're not having the best match, it doesn't mean that now everything is just hard work and the shoulders are down. Didn't like the attitude. I did like the leadership of Raphinha, and I assume that conversation is going to continue into the locker room. It's not just here out on the field, and that conversation needs to be had with Lamine Yamal. It's like, listen, you're going to be critical to our success. We don't want any of that body language out there. We don't need any of this sulking out on the field. Do your job just like we're doing our job. We're running for you, run for us, and we're going to be successful together.
Yeah, exactly. It's not about you every single time. You don't have to have the spotlight. You don't have to be the best player. You don't have to pick up the best player of the game every single game. And sometimes we will need some runs. Sometimes you will need a little bit of intensity from you. It's not about you having the ball. It's not about you making the dribble, making the assist, or trying to score in goals. Today, he looked annoyed from the first minute. He was far away. He wasn't even involved. He wasn't tracking back. Barcelona had a few problems in that left side in the first 45 minutes because he got a player very quick and he wasn't tracking back. So, in the end, I think that Hansi Flick put him into the team to allow him to get rhythm of the competition, because he's another player like we've seen Pedri, we've seen other players who has been rested because they are not ready to compete for 90 minutes. And I think that the approach was totally wrong, taken wrong from his side. You have to come here, make a lot of efforts, because this is what you're going to use to the rest of the season. Because you didn't have a preseason. You're not going to have time to get ready, to have physicality but you're 18 and you think that you can cope with everything, and it's not true. Last part of the season from Lamine Yamal, it wasn't the best one. He got injured, so you have to think about that and start learning. That is a learning process. It's a moment for you to work and the reward will come later.
It was Anthony Gordon that came on to replace him. You've played for Barcelona. You know the pressure of the shirt. You know how heavy it can be. That's just perfect, isn't it? Come on and put in the performance that he did for that last half hour.
Yeah, exactly, because he comes with a big price tag, a big price tag, and that's another pressure, not only to wear the jersey, but what is expected from you. And I think today show us a little bit of what he can do with a team that is open in spaces. Is a perfect scenario for him. We saw him. There is no way a defender in La Liga that maybe one or two can track or follow him on space. I think his sprint is 35 point something, so that's really, really high, I can tell you. And another very good thing that happened to him is that exactly that. You got a 1v1 situation, and what you want is to make a good connection with your teammate, make a good connection with your friends that they're gonna help you to adapt and give it the ball, not trying to be selfish, because it's your first goal for Barcelona. That's very important. So I think it's been fantastic.
It's a popular decision in the locker room.
Right, to make that pass.
And it's a popular decision with the fans. And when you do that, now you've really taken steps forward, because everybody likes you given the decision that you just made. It's not the decision that I would have made, but it's a decision that Anthony Gordon, and it's probably the correct one.
A lot of positives then. Meanwhile, we'll give it back to the studio. Where, I know, Lamine Yamal today, certainly on the bench, remind me of one of your guests. I don't think who that is, Kay.
Youthful and wonderful players.
Well, listen, you were supposed to hand back before that last question. Right? More me time in Spain. Right? By the way, the other thing is, talking about, as the boys were, Lamine Yamal, and the little huffiness and the shoulder shrugging and the body language, is that they've signed two tricky wingers, two fast wingers, that if Hansi Flick does want to show him a little lesson, shall we say, and manage the situation, he could leave him out. No, I'm not suggesting those two are not in the same sort of planet as Lamine Yamal when he's on form, but you don't want a scenario where you have the Vinny Jr. scenario at Real Madrid leaking into a teenager who's pretty much won it all, but doesn't understand that there's a managing of a whole season, which is why half the players were on the bench, which is why he was taken off, which is why he may not start every game at the start of this season because of the World Cup, and he has to understand that. But more importantly, as brilliant as he's been, he needs to know that it's not all about him. And beefing up the squad, I think, is part of that. They've got Adeyemi, who wasn't brilliant, particularly in the first half, but got his goal, and Anthony Gordon come on. So they've got people that if Hansi Flick wants to say, do you know what, I just need to trim you down a little bit, then he could do that with Lamine Yamal.
Hold that thought, because Anthony Gordon is with our Gemma Soler speaking right now.
Yes, we are with Anthony Gordon after a great debut. Congratulations on this first official match, 2 assists and feeling very comfortable in this team.
Very comfortable. I think it's very easy to feel comfortable in this team because the guys are amazing people, but more importantly, amazing players. You see the ability for some of the goals, some of the creativity in the team. It makes my job so much more easy because in the end I just have to run in behind and Pedri will find me with the pass.
So almost your first goal, your first ball, you have the chance to shoot, but you decide to give it to Fermin. Why?
I think it's the right decision. I think if Fermin had the ball and I was in his position, I would want him to pass. I think it's the correct football decision. We're a team, it's not about me scoring or Fermin or anybody else. We make the right decision as often as possible and try and get as many goals as possible.
So there is a lot of conversation in Barcelona because there is no pure number 9. What do you think about this, and do you think you can fit that position as well?
Yeah, of course. I played there last year a lot. I played really well, I thought. I've got different strengths to a typical number 9. Of course, I can come and go, link play. But I scored a lot of goals, so I can do it. I like the position. The manager knows I can play there, but it's up to the manager, Deco, and the president to organise the squad, which so far they've done an amazing job.
So tell me your first impressions about sharing a locker room with Lamine Yamal. He was a little bit upset today. What do you think about him, how he's working with him?
Lamine, he's really surprised me because he's so mature for his age. He's so young. He's achieved so much in his career already, but his level of maturity has really surprised me. He's a very inspiring person. He trains well. He's in amazing shape. He's a machine. And like I said, his mindset has really surprised me. I'm very impressed.
One last question. You're going to be playing 3 La Liga games in 8 days, the beginning of the season, a lot of heat. Do you think the team is strong enough at this beginning?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we're Barcelona. We have the best players, as always. Like I said before, Deco's done an incredible job of organising the team and getting great players to come to the squad. We still have Rodri, who's not here, the World Cup's best player, Ballon d'Or winner. So we're in an amazing place. We have to just continue.
Just one last one. Are you adapted to the language, to the food, to the Catalan food? Have you tried pam tumaca, truita?
The food here and the life is amazing. I knew this before coming, but I think even more so than I expected. The people really surprised me. The people are so warm. They've welcomed me really, really well. I'm learning Catalan and Spanish, so really difficult. So soon, hopefully, I can do these interviews in Spanish. I can speak Spanish. The problem is to listen to the questions. But soon, give me 1 month and I will be okay.
Felicitats, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
He's doing all the right things and he's saying all the right things.
But he does realise he's going out in the United States, so although there's a lot of Spanish speaking here, it's not going to work for me and his nibs and you sat here. Even you that lived in Spain. Man, he was saying all the right things, wasn't he?
He's only been, he just landed in the plane yesterday, didn't he?
He was definitely saying all the right things, but he did all the right things on the pitch.
I think what he said. I think what he said in terms of the decision making. Forget all the Barcelona's great. Deco's the best thing since sliced bread. Lamine Yamal's the most grown-up teenager in the world. Forget all that. I think the one thing that he said was really important was that the decisions that are made in the final third were the right decisions for the team, not for him to look good with the supporters because he got a goal. He's looked better because he's been unselfish. Off the back of talking about Lamine Yamal as we were, being a little bit selfish today, and we've seen that before with this youngster at times, and Hansi Flick has managed it very, very well and will probably continue to do so. But I think what he said there was that he's prepared to play several positions, he's prepared to be the team player, and he's got, you know, that facet of his game that Hansi Flick likes. It's why they've brought the Adiemis of this world and the Anthony Gordons, who are maybe not the most subtle of players, but they are fast, they work hard, they close down, and they're team players. And that's what has gotten Hansi Flick over the line in a lot of these, and the successful seasons that he's had. So, listen, it's been, as Gemma mentioned, 3 games in 8 days. He will get plenty of game time, but it's a really good start for him in terms of the league, for his confidence coming onto a game and making an impact.